Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Popcorn and Possibilities. I lost my train of thought mid-sentence. I apologize, but you know what it is. It's Brian and Steph. Welcome back. How are you doing, Steph?
I am good, Brian. I also am just trying to sit here and not lose my train of thought mid-sentence. It's been
Yes.
one of those weeks.
We were 40 minutes into banter. We apologize. And we said, let's get this rolling here. But for this choice today, we did Speed 1994, which 94, man. 94 is just
94 was
heaters.
a year. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I just always forget, this was 94. This is kind of off topic, but my daughter was watching it, but Little Mermaid was 89. I'm
Yeah.
holy shit. It's
That
been
was
a
the
long
beginning
time.
of the Disney Renaissance. That's when they really started to introduce music into their animation, and that's what kind of brought Disney back from the dead, because they were about to lose the whole animation department because it wasn't making any money. And then they brought in Howard Ashman and Menken, and they breathed life back into the animation by bringing music. Um, it's really crazy, but I forget if it's The Little Mermaid that kicks it off. It's somewhere in that late 80s range
Right.
through. I don't think they include Tarzan. It was whatever came right before Tarzan is considered the Disney Renaissance.
I want to say
And they're all
96 on a guess, but I don't know. I know Lion King was 94, I think, also.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
definitely later than that, but they accredit that with being what saved Disney, and specifically Disney's animation department.
So, go ahead.
It's 89 to 99, and it does include Tarzan. That's where it ends, is with Tarzan.
Good old Phil Collins.
Oh, that soundtrack is a banger.
Yeah.
Banger.
Yeah. Even the Lion King one is fucking solid. So,
All of the music is out of control.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, all right. So Speed, I haven't watched in a really long time. So this was definitely a refresher for me. The ratings are pretty high. I'm surprised, but Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 95%.
Wow.
Yeah. Popcorn,
Damn.
77%. Metacritic, 78. User, 8.0. And IMDb has it a 7.3 out of 10, which is pretty good
Very
for
solid
a 90s
ratings.
action movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think this succeeds where a lot of the other 90s action movies we've watched have kind of fallen short, in that it really does bring a little bit of everything. Like
Right.
there's some comedic moments, there's action, there's drama, there's a romance subplot that actually works and kind of makes sense. So I think it just had broader appeal than some of the other action movies of the time that were so laser focused on explosions and action and that driving the story rather than some of the other elements. And I
Yeah.
think the acting in this movie is very, very good. Like across the board, the acting is good.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, is Independence Day was 94 also, or was it 96? I was trying to remember.
Independence Day is 96.
Okay. And then I was comparing it to Die Hard's ratings. Not as good, I guess, but
Wow.
well, it was. I read that it was nicknamed Die Hard on a bus.
Well, you and I saw many parallels throughout the movie. Everything from opening sequences to credit font. There were a lot of Easter eggs too that were reminiscent of Die Hard, I will say. Not necessarily an homage to, but they definitely made you think oh, it's going to be like Die Hard.
Right. I mean, it was high pressure from early on, and I
Yeah.
don't feel like it ever stopped. That's one thing I will give it, is that it just never really, and even when it did let the foot off the brakes, it kind of allowed for some things to come in. So, you had the little love story between Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock's character, and then you had some comedic elements with I'm gonna say Cameron, but what was his name? Alan Ruck's character. So it was like Stevens, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it did play that really well. Yeah, good acting. The
Dialogue
the
that was
dialogue.
like meaningful and well thought out and clever at times and impactful when it needed to be. Not like the past couple movies we watched, man, the dialogue was a huge issue in
Yeah.
like immersing yourself in the story. This was not like that at all. The dialogue was believable. It felt natural based on what was going on.
Hmm.
Um were there a couple cheesy lines? Yes, it's a 90s action movie. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
But overall I thought the acting, the dialogue, all of it was very very well done.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Dennis Hopper, we both agreed, was like a phenomenal villain.
Primo villain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I think Dennis Hopper really stood out for me as a villain is that it wasn't just like this guy is a twisted fuckhead who wants to like cause damage and harm to people.
Hmm.
There was like a charisma and I don't want to say like a love of his craft, but
Right. Right.
he wasn't just doing things to do it. It was obviously very calculated and something about the way it all unfolded made him so like you couldn't tear your eyes away. You needed to kind of understand what he was doing, where he was coming from, and it made you want to see like, "Oh my god, where is this going to go? How is
Yeah.
this going to end up?" And I think we've seen in some of the other movies of this time that we've watched, like the villain is just your hunkering bad guy. It's like no thought,
Yeah.
head empty. I just
Right.
want to cause damage.
Hmm.
I really don't have a personality or anything going on for me. It's I am just here to cause the destruction and hopefully the good guy will take me down. Whereas
Yeah.
Dennis Hopper had like dimension as a character, which I
Hmm.
thought was it made him fun to watch as a
Yeah.
villain.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, being on the bus, I would not. I would want no part of. But
No. Nope.
uh, I did forget like the whole beginning scene with the elevator, and like what happened with that. And then I remembered that Jeff Daniels' character died, but I was like, I didn't remember when he died. I
Mm,
wasn't sure if it was the beginning or what ended up happening with the house,
yeah.
which that was like a clever like little twist, which I think really helped like the
Yeah.
intensity of the movie, because you
Yes.
were like thinking, oh, there's like some relief, they got him, that's it, this is how the bus will stop. But
I mean, if you've watched enough Law and Order or CSI or any of those shows in your life, you know that when you find someone's address, it's not really their address. They're not going to
right.
be there. Um, but it is funny how easy it is to forget that opening scene with the elevator because whenever anybody talks about Speed or you see clips about Speed, it's always on the bus.
Yeah.
So if it's not a movie you rewatch a lot or that you've seen a bunch of times,
Hmm.
that is not a memorable thing that sticks out in your mind because everything you hear about Speed has to do with the time they spend on the bus. Which
Yeah.
makes sense. The movie's called Speed.
Right. Right.
Like, when I think of Speed, I don't think of being in an elevator. That's
Yeah.
stuff.
That's devil, but
Oh, isn't that my guy?
yeah, M Night.
Yeah, M. Night.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll get into some fun facts here.
Let's do it.
So it won 2 Oscars for Best Sound and Best Sound Effects Editing, which I thought was wild because when you watch the Oscars now, it's like I would never think this movie would win anything
No.
because this is typical like 90s action. But um, the first choice for director was John McTiernan, who directed Die Hard.
Hey.
Yeah, he turned it down, but he actually helped suggest the next director, which turned out to be the one, uh, Jan de Bont. I don't want to like butcher the name here, but he was actually the director of photography on Die Hard.
Hey,
So
there you go.
yeah. Uh, Stephen Baldwin turned down the role for Jack, and Halle Berry turned down the role for Annie, which is
Really?
which is apparently one of her biggest regrets.
Regrets?
Yeah.
I see. I have seen Speed a bunch of times. I've always loved this movie. I can't imagine anybody else but Keanu and Sandra in those roles. I just can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that Halle Berry would have been fine
Oh,
in
she would
it,
have been
but
fantastic for sure.
yeah, yeah. Stephen Baldwin, I don't know. I don't know if that would have worked, but
It would have been a much different vibe, I think.
mhm.
I just think it would have felt completely different.
Every time I think of Stephen Baldwin, I think of Celebrity Mole. Do you remember that show? Like,
I haven't thought about Celebrity Mole.
yeah, I loved that show. That was a great show. I don't care what anybody says. I loved that show as a kid.
I have to be honest with you, I don't know that I've seen a single episode of it, but I recall hearing about it, and
Mhm.
I think the name of it freaked me out, and I didn't like it.
Just a game show about, like, finding out who the killer is, type of, murder mystery type thing.
Sure, sure.
But I
I
think
know
it
that
turned out,
now,
yeah.
but at the time, I was like, moles? What?
I don't know who it ended up being, if it was him or Dennis Rodman, but it was one of those. But
Interesting.
yeah, anyway, little tidbit here. The gap jump obviously wasn't real. The bus couldn't clear that kind of distance.
Obviously. I
So,
mean, that scene is insane.
a lot of camera tricks and editing was utilized to make it bigger than it was. Like, obviously. And then the last one I got here is around a dozen buses were used. They were
Oh,
all
wow.
custom based, but on different scenes. So for interior, exterior, even that two-wheel driving when it was like on the side,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
had a
yeah.
specific bus. Yeah. The stunt driver was typically on the roof of the bus and had its own set of steering wheel, and that's how he
Get
controlled the
out of
bus.
here.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty
that's
wild.
very cool. That's very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so that's my fun facts. I think there was like another one I was reading about. Sandra Bullock actually passed her licensing to drive a bus.
Oh, that's
So
so
that's pretty
funny.
cool. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I think the movie still holds up. I think
Definitely.
it does a good job at like keeping you engaged in the whole story. Um, you really can't take your foot off the brakes. But
Hey. No,
we
it's
talked about the love story too. I think we both
yeah.
agreed it wasn't too much. It wasn't over the top. It didn't seem like fake. It seemed legit.
And it felt like something that, granted, I mean, obviously, again, do I think the best, and they say this, are the best relationships formed under these stressful, hectic circumstances when you meet somebody under those conditions? Probably not.
Hmm.
But like, there was an awareness of that. And the way it unfolded felt like the way two people who were living through a survival situation
Right.
might come to form a special and a unique bond or relationship.
Hmm.
I thought they sold it perfectly. It was subtle, it was nuanced. I thought it was beautifully done, and it felt like a real romance.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Jeff Daniels going out was tough.
I
I felt
know
so
that was
bad.
rough.
His
Me
character
too.
like never got like that redemption, really. But the captain was probably
Oh my
so
god,
useless.
fire this man!
Yeah. He's like, that's my
Hey,
guy.
hey, we need a gas truck. We're gonna lose gas in like 10 minutes. Oh, I'll see what I can do. No, brother, now.
Hmm.
Figure it out now. Like, oh god, I just disaster.
And they couldn't get like any more of a bomb squad on it. Like, try to figure it out. It just,
I know. They're just pacing the bus
yeah.
next to it the whole time. And then when he's like, "Oh, get on this road," and then all of a sudden it's like the freeway's incomplete. How do you not know these
Right.
things?
Right.
You're the LAPD.
Hmm. And you directed him there. You said
Right.
it's like,
'Cause he kept saying, like, "It's not on the map." It's like, guy, as somebody who controls or not controls, but patrols is a better
Mhm.
word, the
Right.
streets of that city, you mean to tell me you didn't know that a major freeway was still under construction? I don't know. I
Yeah,
find that very, very difficult to believe.
I agree. I agree. But even when it was on two wheels and it was like on those like almost side streets and it was hitting into stuff, all that stuff would stop your speed. Like, I feel like you would drop under a
Do
certain
you know
amount.
what would be a fun exercise for somebody to do is to calculate how much collateral damage occurred
Oh,
in
brutal.
in dollars
Yeah.
because of the recklessness of this bus driving. Now, granted, I'm not blaming them. They
Mm,
they were in a life or death situation, but the
right.
amount of things that just got blatantly destroyed was out
Right.
of control to watch. It was crazy.
Just got Yeah, like my car was hit by the bomb bus,
Yeah.
file a claim. Yeah, that would be an insurance nightmare, like you
Oh,
said
yeah.
yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Way
know,
too
but the
much.
whole I think it would be tough, like the whole when they put the wood plank and like walking across,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
and then you almost like forget the one lady that just like got hit with the bomb because she tried to walk and then it just exploded, and you're like, damn.
Yeah. Very like you said, the movie did a good job of building and maintaining tension
Yeah,
throughout the entire there were no moments where you felt like you could just relax and
yeah,
breathe because everything felt so high pressure and high stakes. You know what I mean?
yeah. I do like that they like didn't just make it where the passengers were like accepting, like, oh yeah, like we got this. This is good. Like, let's be honest, most of the time, everybody would be like curled in a ball,
Yeah.
screaming, yelling, crying. Like, if this was
Well,
modern times, it would be like phone calls galore. Like,
that was the that was the other component about the hostages on the bus
mhm,
that helped bring the movie to the next level for me is because you watch their emotions go in waves from like confusion when it was first happening to when the bus driver got shot, like just sheer terror and mayhem to
right,
like when they make the 50-foot impossible jump or when they're able to avoid the speed going down, like cheering and being like, okay, we're gonna make it through this.
mhm,
And then that one point when the guy is like, he's annoying me and everyone's at each other's throats. I feel
yeah,
like that feels very real. That's how I would
right,
feel if I was trapped on a bus with a bunch of strangers and I didn't
mhm,
know if I was ever getting off that bus.
yeah,
Um, so the way they portrayed the different waves and stages of emotions that those people were experiencing
mhm,
also added to even in unrealistic moments, it still felt real. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. Would you have rather been trapped in the elevator or the bus?
Bus, for sure. Elevator too small, too many people in the same spot as me. Don't think I think I would get more panicked
Mhm,
based on the confinement factor.
yeah.
And they were both equally as like there was a bomb and there was
Either
imminent
way,
risk of, you know, not getting out of that situation. So if I have to
yeah.
pick, I'm gonna pick a bus where at least I have space.
I agree on that point, but I'm like, I mean, I've been stuck on an elevator before, so it's
Have
not
you really?
fun. Yeah,
I
yeah,
did not know this.
yeah. It was when I was working on like construction, and it was like a work service elevator, and it got stuck for like 45 minutes at least. So I mean, not a terribly long time, but it was like,
That's a long time.
yeah. My coworker had to go to the bathroom, so like that was also not very fun. But um, the only thing I would give the elevator over the bus is, like, with the bus, like, the part where they're like, "Are the highways unfinished, we're gonna launch." Like, that could be tough because it's like, you see through the windows where you are, and then it's gonna, like, launch, and obviously it's a movie and they're gonna live, but if that hypothetically happened in real life, that bus, is not making it. So it's like,
Right.
then you're
That's true.
seeing and then you're flying around, like, it's not like you're strapped
Fair.
in a seat. So that
Yeah,
would be
that's
my
fair.
only thing that I would lead, elevator, but
Elevator.
yeah. there was too many people in that elevator too. That
100%.
yeah,
That was a violation of some kind, for sure.
yeah. Do you think Jack's character was too like reckless?
The hostage.
Yeah, yeah. Easy, shoot the hostage. His voice has really matured in his age.
It has. It has. But I don't know that I would say he was too reckless. I think he was very like go-getter about things,
Yeah,
but I also think he was appropriately aggressive in doing what needed to be done for the best possible outcome for everybody involved. And you can't really fault a guy for that.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Right, right. I mean, I really don't have like. Do you have anything against it? Like anything that would take it down a peg, or like as far as your rating would be concerned?
I mean, I'm sure there are little things throughout. Like,
Hmm.
if I really sat down and nitpicked, there are probably certain things that went on for a little bit too long, and it's like, oh, you probably could have trimmed the fat here. Or there were some like moments with the passengers on the bus that it was like, what value does this? Like, why are we doing like the guy who gets all upset when Jack originally gets on the bus and is a cop and shoots the bus driver? That didn't need to happen. Why did that happen? Like, you understand from the perspective of he's like clearly running from something, right? Or he thinks that the police are after him, and you do things in moments of panic to,
Right,
you know,
right.
protect yourself, and I get that.
Hmm.
But then nothing happens after that. That moment happens and you like never hear from that guy again except when he's like, I didn't think I didn't mean to shoot the driver, like I wasn't trying to hurt anybody. And then
Yeah.
Jack looks pissed off and then everybody just moves on from there.
I
So,
think yeah, yeah.
like, there are some continuity things here and there that it's like, okay, well, what was the purpose of that? That went nowhere.
Right.
And I think I said this to you, and I don't think this distracts for me, but in
Okay.
the beginning, Annie, Sandra Bullock's character, is very annoying to me. She's so
Yeah.
irritating, and then she like grows on you
Hmm.
organically throughout the movie, and you can't help but love her and root for her by the end. But
Yeah.
early on, some of her mannerisms and some of the lines they gave her are a little painful.
Hmm.
But overall, this is like a solid action movie for me. It's one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know why, but the wood panel, the wood thing piece is like burned in my brain. Like every time
Yeah.
I think of Speen, I think of that part.
Yeah.
Um, I I can see your point. I do think though they needed a way to get rid of the bus driver because of the fact that like otherwise Sandra Bullock is character is
Just
just
another
like
passenger,
yeah,
100%. Yeah.
and then it's hard to really like having what's the word, like any interaction with Keanu, like with Jack.
Yeah. For sure.
So yeah,
But also, it's like he could have had a panic attack.
yeah, true.
Or he could have been like, I can't do this, and Annie could have had to step. Like, there were ways to do it without a random gunshot wound.
Right, right.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. No, I mean it's a fair point. Uh, I don't really have anything. I mean, this like yes, there's things out of the realm of possibility. The bus wouldn't have made it off the ramp. The bus on two wheels wouldn't have made it.
Right.
But I mean, that's what an action movie is. There's a lot of things that
Yes.
aren't like
Yes.
supposed to be like that. But I think what nails it is that the intensity of the movie. It gets from point A to point B like smoothly. There's not like any like random things where you're like this doesn't make sense. Um, the love story was not too much, not too little. It was just the right amount. I that's what I think it still holds up. I don't really have a knock on it. You know, for me, it's a clear skies. I don't really
I
have anything. Yeah,
100%. A hundred
yeah.
percent.
It's funny we haven't really we've had like one or the other. We're not like really in the middle these days. I remember like last year. I feel like we were in the middle a little bit more. And
Everything was
now,
like in the middle, but I mean, the past couple have really been all or nothing.
yeah. So what do you think? What did you have for some fun here?
Oh, we got some fun indeed. So let's talk about some iconic situations, and Brian, I want to know
Mm-hmm.
if you were in the character's shoes, what would you do? The
Mm-hmm.
city bus is rigged with a bomb that arms when it hits 50 miles per hour and detonates if it drops below that speed.
Hmm.
Um, are you going to keep the bus moving through dense traffic, or are you going to risk detonation to save the passengers?
I just don't think 50 miles an hour would be sustainable. You're gonna hit traffic, especially in modern day. Like, if you were in like New York or LA now,
Or
forget
LA?
it.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
way.
there's
No
no
way.
way. I don't know. That's what I was wondering yesterday. Like, if you jumped out of the bus at 50 miles per hour, what injuries would you? I mean, obviously you're gonna sustain injuries, but like, what are we talking? Like,
Well, it depends. Is it the clogged freeway? Because if so, you're probably getting smushed.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
on top of the impact injuries, you're not making it through freeway traffic. No way.
right, right.
You know what the most depressing thing is? If the bus driver had let Keanu Reeves on when he's first able to like run, the bomb never would have triggered because he
Yeah,
never would have hit 50%. Jack could
right,
have just been like, if you never hit 50, it never triggers the bomb to be active,
right.
you
Yeah.
know? Because
It's
you got to
true.
think, if Jack was able to keep up with the bus running after it, there is zero chance it was going anywhere near 50 at that earlier time when he's trying to get on. Um, and
He
at
should
that
have.
point, he knew Dennis Hopper's plan. Obviously,
Right.
that's why he was trying to get on there. Um,
Yeah, which makes you think like, I mean, it's a little reckless, but maybe he should have just like knowing what speed he was going, knowing that he was under it at one point, like just kind of like crash the car, causing him to be like having to pull over, right? Because it's a city bus, they
oh
probably would have pulled
yeah,
over. So like
yeah,
purposely hit him, and then the bomb would have never triggered.
yeah. When he first gets when he first gets the
It's the
car.
Jaguar.
If he had caught up and crashed into the bus before, once the bus hit the freeway, that was it.
Hmm.
But no, that's interesting. I mean, granted, you would not have the same movie,
No, yeah,
but
yeah. It's
but
yeah,
from like a in that person's shoes scenario, to be
yeah,
fair, if I was actually the one driving the bus and we were already over 50, I don't know that I would have done anything different than Jack and Annie did. I think I would have wanted to keep everybody in one piece in more ways than one, and I don't think I would have let the bus go below 50 for as long as I could avoid it.
yeah. It's hard because in the scenario with the ramp, like it's really your only option because if you stop, you're blown up. So at least like if you went off the ramp, you didn't make it, maybe you land somewhere. I mean, you're gonna get injured, but like you have a maybe a better chance. I don't know. That it's really just like a tough situation.
Yeah,
Um, again, I think you would have dropped in speed. So I like that was like a little bit of movie magic too.
yeah,
But
for sure. All right. And how about thinking about the last scene in the final showdown on a moving train? Jack must decide whether to save Annie, who's
mhm.
handcuffed to that pole, or confront Dennis Hopper before the train crashes. What are you doing?
So that I would probably lean towards stopping him because you can't listen. I know it's the love story of the movie, but you can't like just make this like freak decision where you're like, I'm gonna go save Sandra Bullock when this guy is clearly like a
A
mass
madman, yeah.
madman. Yeah. So you're losing one, but saving potentially like thousands of other people.
True. True.
So
Fair
yeah.
enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, that wasn't so much fun. That was more just like, what would you
So
do?
what would you
Let's
do?
let's get into some fun. So we're gonna go
Okay.
into your favorite and mine, this or that.
Okay.
And walk the dog with us here. This is kind of like tangentially related to Speed and the movie. But
Okay.
this movie is all about being stuck on buses and trains, and we're in an airport with some planes at one point. So we
Right.
decided to talk about some travel scenario, this or
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So, if you are traveling, are you picking a fast and distant flight or a slow and flexible road trip? So, are you picking a plane or an automobile?
Being that I just did one last year, I think I'm going flight.
Yeah?
Flexible flight, yeah. I listen, I know there's a lot of people that do it, the road trips, but having a young child, it's not the best to do.
Fair.
But I also like I unless I'm planning out stops, like if I'm going from one state to the next, but I'm like planning like to visit a couple of things in between,
Sure.
I'd rather just get to the destination and start my vacation earlier. Is
Sure.
like how I see it. Um, Obviously, are you saving money? You could be, but
Depending,
I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah, depending how far you go, I guess. I don't know. What do you
I
think?
am I am also going flight. I
Hmm.
actually get very bad anxiety in cars. I am constantly afraid that someone is going to hit me or some terrible thing is going to happen on the road.
Right.
I may get a little anxious if there's turbulence on like if the plane starts shaking while I'm on it, I'm like, "Oh god." But for the
Right.
most
Right.
part, I don't really get nervous on planes. Once I'm in the air, I'm like, "I'm all right, I'm good. Just get me where I'm going." Um, so and I also agree with you. I would like to get to my destination as fast as possible and start my vacation in the destination I'm looking to be in.
Right.
Um, not
It's less
necessarily
work.
sit in a car for like 3 days while I try to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm jealous of the people that can sleep on planes. I mean, that's probably I
Well, I
could
could
sleep
sleep on
better in a
planes.
car than in a plane, but
Not me. Well, I can really sleep anywhere if I really put my mind to it. Like if I'm tired enough, I'll fall asleep anywhere. But I can fall asleep on a plane in the right circumstance.
I don't know. I just can't do it. Sitting upright like that, it's not comfortable.
I have to
Um,
be in a window and I have to be able to get like my swagaline on. Like I have to be able to put a jacket or something soft against the window. And
mhm.
if I can like get my head in just the right position, I will fall asleep. If I can't do that though, I agree with you. I've tried those travel neck pillows.
No, those
No.
are no, those are a cash grab. Can we just be honest about it? Like those airplane pillows that wrap around, you look like you're like trying to fight a case, so you're wearing a neck brace. Like, no, those things don't work. They're not comfortable. I don't care how soft the gel is or what cool design you have. No, it doesn't
Well,
work.
what the whole thing that's missing is you still have to sleep like you're the bent neck lady.
Yeah, yes,
Like,
exactly.
how are you getting comfortable? I don't care. Unless you're taking it off your neck and putting it elsewhere as a pillow, there is
Right.
no way you're comfortably sleeping in any my neck just cracked trying to imitate this. Like absolutely not.
And I watched a reel that was like, "Oh, you have to put it the other way, where like the strap is
And then
behind
I'm
you."
choking and gagging the whole time?
So it's
No.
like you're just like sitting there, it's like drool coming down or whatever. Like,
My 9
no.
chins like on full display? No. Oh, absolutely not. All right, so we both picked plane. Are you going
Right.
window seat or aisle seat?
Okay, so this I had to really think about because as a kid, I love the window seat because I love the view. I love seeing things from up high, especially if it's like some kind of monument or whatever, like as
Sure.
you're first lifting off or whatever. But I have so much anxiety sometimes about like having to get up to use the bathroom. And if I'm on a plane by
Oh,
myself and I'm like, I don't know who this person is, I don't, my sugar's running a little high and I gotta pee a lot. like, I like, oh, sorry, sorry. So I rather just be in the of the seat for the front
okay.
row and like,
Okay.
I'd rather have to get up for somebody else than like somebody having to get
Ask
up for
somebody to
me.
get up for you.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I have no shame. Window all the way.
Okay.
I the only way I will agree to sit aisle is if I am traveling with somebody who also loves window and we agree that somebody gets window one way, somebody gets middle on the opposite way.
Okay.
Um, but other than that, it's got to be a window.
But is that just because you can sleep or you just like the view or
I
what?
like the view. I like being able to like compress myself into my little area and be left alone from everybody else.
Yeah.
But really it's for the view. I like staring out the window. It's my
Yeah.
favorite thing to do on a plane. I like seeing the clouds and I like seeing the weather and I like seeing my destination when I'm landing. I There's just something that still feels so magical about that for me.
Right.
Um, and I'm unwilling to give it up. So if you ever fly with me, you're not getting a window seat. Just understand that.
Fair enough. I could take the aisle seat. It's not a problem.
Great.
I like more of the leg room. That's like why also too because I can have
Okay.
the left leg out or the right leg depending on which side you're on.
Yeah, but then
uh,
then if some jerk comes walking through the aisle or the drink cart comes and you don't realize it, they're bashing your elbow, they're running over your foot. Like, nah, not for
yeah.
me. No, thank
Yeah.
you.
I mean, yeah. Listen, there's positives and negatives here.
Pros and cons.
The other negative is like if you're watching something like here, like the person to your like back left is like, what is this douchebag
Yeah,
watching?
what do they got
And I'm
on?
like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
over here watching a movie. Yeah, I think I gotta go the aisle seat just because of the
Okay.
fact of the bathroom.
Totally
Yeah,
fair.
yeah,
I just don't care.
right.
I'm like, "Hi, I gotta go. Move."
And I can't
That
sleep either, so doesn't the window seat doesn't do that for me.
fair. I am also chronically dehydrated. Like, I'm probably gonna, unless it's a long flight, I'm probably gonna be fine. I'm not getting up. Once I'm
Mm,
seated, that's it.
even if it's
Find
like
me when we land.
6 hours
No,
later.
I just said it depends on the length of the flight. Like if it's like 2.5 hours or less, I'm not getting
Right.
up. Once you hit the like three or more, depending on what my beverage that I pick is throughout the flight or if I've had anything before the flight.
If it's 6 hours, I just grab it. Depends. I'm good.
No, it's not what I'm saying.
I know.
It's
I
not
know.
at all what I'm saying. Um, but I do also prefer if I'm booking the flight, I like to fly early, like
Yeah. Yeah.
ungodly early. So if I fly in the afternoon and like I've had my coffee throughout the morning and I've had some water or some seltzer or whatever and then I get my drink on the plane, that might be a different story than if I grab a 5:30 a.m. flight because I'm trying to be in vacation mode as early as possible and I've
Hmm.
like rolled out of bed and gotten on the plane. There's a lot of variables there. But one way or the other, I don't have any problem telling somebody like, "Hey, I have to get through." Doesn't bother
Hmm.
me.
There's something
Um
magical about the mornings, the breakfasts. Even though it's way overpriced, you're paying like $18 for like a bagel at the airports. But
yeah,
I don't
there
know.
for me there is no better feeling than getting to the airport when it's still dark, getting a $15 airport coffee for no
Yep.
reason.
That tastes like shit, but you drink it anyway
Yep.
because you paid
Yep.
for it. Yep.
Yep, because you
Yep.
don't have the luxury of picking your coffee place. It's whatever is open that early in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
Mm, and then you're, like, still a little bit sleepy, you're, like, sitting at your gate, cozy,
Hmm.
and you're watching the sunrise, like, as you get on the plane or as you're taking off. There's just it really is special, I think. But you have to be with people who are willing to fly that early with you, otherwise
Right.
it's a
It does.
disaster.
Yeah. I can
Everyone's
imagine.
cranky and miserable and nobody's saying a word to each other. Yeah.
Once in my life, I do want to fly first class.
Me
That's
too. That's
just
on
to
my
get the
list too.
experience.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. I've never done it before. I've thought about upgrading sometimes, like, cause I used to have to fly for work a lot. Not so much anymore. Like I fly periodically, but I used to fly with American Airlines like every other month,
Wow.
basically.
Wow.
So I have a ton of their advantage rewards points
Yeah. Yeah.
because I don't have like an American Airlines card or anything. It's just the loyalty points you get. But with those loyalty points, you can upgrade. And I went to Nashville recently for work. Y'all got to see some
Yeah.
behind the scenes of my flight. But they gave me an option for like 12,000 points, I think it was, to
Okay.
upgrade to first class on my flight there and back.
Right.
And I was like, it's a freaking 2-hour flight. Like, why? If I'm going to fly first class, I want it to be a long flight where it feels worth it to pay to fly
Yeah.
first
That's
class.
true.
You know what
That's
I mean?
true.
If I'm
Yeah.
taking a 2-hour, what the hell do I care?
Yeah.
I'm going to be off the plane before I realize it. I'd really want that to be a bang for your buck scenario. Um,
Would you get
I
it
don't.
flying there or would you get it flying back?
Oh, that's a good question. Because part of me says flying there because it's like I'm on vacation now. But part of me thinks, like, I'll be so exhausted at the end of the trip, like, maybe it would be better to have the luxury as I'm coming home.
Yeah.
And then the third part of me is like, if I'm doing it, we ball, like, we're doing it both ways.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm. But I think it
Interesting.
would all depend. Like, where am I going? When am I coming home? Do I have extra time as a buffer before I go back to work when I get home?
Right. Right.
Lots of factors there. Also, what time are my flights?
That's
Like,
all.
if
Yeah.
the
You
way
don't want to get a
there.
red eye with a first class.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay. Are you going solo travel or traveling with a group? It could be family, it could be friends, whomever.
This is another one I was like, when I first was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I would go group. I don't know. I don't know. It depends on the group, I guess you're with. Because, certain family members, it could be like a little dicey, but um, there's something also peaceful about flying yourself.
Yeah,
Like you just
definitely. Yeah,
take
yeah.
your
You
like
zone
video
out.
games, your
Yeah.
music, whatever. Yeah.
Right.
You don't gotta talk to anybody really. So I'm gonna it. I would say train ride. I like it better solo. If I'm doing
Okay.
a plane, I would probably. I guess I'll lean towards a group because then at least I know who's in my aisle, so it doesn't matter if which seat I'm in. So, uh, sensing a theme here. No.
I'm going group on this one. I agree
Mhm.
with you. There's some peacefulness and some like sacred time alone when you travel by yourself.
Right.
But I'm just going to go out there and say anybody I'd be willing to take a trip with is somebody who I know I'm going to have the best time with and I'm going to make the best memories with.
Mhm.
Um and while the travel itself by yourself is kind of nice because travel is a very like solo experience even when you're with people because you're in charge of your own baggage, your own boarding pass, like and once you get on a plane, we'll use plane as an example. Everyone's
Right.
got headphones in,
Yeah.
usually you're watching a movie, you're reading a book, whatever. Um, so the travel, I really don't feel strongly either way. I don't mind traveling by myself. But when
Right.
I'm at my destination, I just know that if I'm there by myself, I'm going to be thinking of the people that
Mhm.
would appreciate that experience or like, oh, I'd be having the best time if so and so were here. So for me, I every time I think about travel, it's never like I want to go there by myself. It's
Yeah.
I want to go there with my friends,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm more like if you go there solo and then you meet them at the destination, because then it's like you have your whole
Okay. Yeah,
weekend,
yeah, yeah.
right? And then like
Sure.
you leave and you have your like solo time to just like reflect, I guess. That's where I would go with it.
All right. How about it's weird. You kind of jump to this, but in a very specific way. So, would
Okay.
you prefer a train or a plane?
Um, it's really like I don't think the train is that bad to be honest, but I'm gonna go plane just because if I'm taking a plane, I know I'm going somewhere that's like a nice destination where, the train you got limited places where you're going.
I can't take the train to the Bahamas, am I
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
But I also do agree with you that there's something cool in the experience of riding on a train too, especially like a long distance train like an Amtrak. Uh,
Yeah. That's one where I like the window seat because I like to like it's big
you
windows.
have to. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
One of my dreams actually is to ride a Shinkansen, a bullet train in Japan.
That'd be
And
awesome.
they have some very unique train experiences over there. Like they have overnight sleeper trains, they have sightseeing trains, they have luxury trains, all sorts of train experiences over there. But the bullet trains I've heard are such an experience that is like very high on my list of things I'd like to do in terms of travel one day.
Mm. Good movie also
Um,
by the way. Bullet Train.
oh, I've not seen that. I thought you were going to say Train to Busan, which is also a phenomenal movie.
I've been recommended that movie a
Oh,
bunch.
it's
I've not
so
seen it.
good. It's so good. Shameless plug.
There you
Go
go.
watch Train to Busan.
Yeah, we're not getting paid. We're
Um,
just asking. We're just telling
yeah, we're just telling you. It's worth the watch.
you.
How about public transport or a taxi or private ride? So like you're taking the bus or the metro or whatever, or you're calling an Uber or a taxi or something like that.
I will say I don't like the bus.
I don't like the
So,
bus either.
yeah. So if
Especially
it
not after this.
right,
No way,
right.
Jose.
Yeah. uh I would say I'm probably going to go not private
Me
taxi.
too.
Um
Well, we have kind of gotten, I think, so spoiled and accustomed in the world of like Lyft and Uber and rideshare where I can get a ride on demand just about anytime I want it to myself.
mhm.
And there's a convenience to that I appreciate.
Yeah. When you're in an area where there's like no Ubers, it is a scary place to be
Yeah.
in. Or if you like
Yep.
leave an event and there's just like nowhere for them to
High
pick you up.
demand. Yeah,
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 that is
yeah.
the worst.
Yep. I went to a concert last summer and so we'll do the pros and cons. Pros. They had a specific parking lot that was
Okay.
designated for rideshare pickup,
Okay.
which is actually quite nice and organized because usually if you're leaving a big event with a lot of people, everybody is trying to get an Uber or a Lyft or a taxi, whatever. And it's
Right.
just chaos trying to figure out, like, well, where are they picking me up? And I'm trying to call my driver, and my driver can't hear me because there's 10,000 people here. So, good pro, one organized spot. Con, it was like a freaking five
So
mile
long.
walk from the friggin' venue. Yes.
Mhm.
So, after you're like standing and you're dancing all night, the last thing you want to do is hoof it all the way to another destination to get picked up.
So when I used to go to the city a lot, um, I went one time with my friend, and when you get out of Times Square, not Times Square, Penn Station in Madison
Yeah.
Square Garden, like over there. So there's like the same thing. There's a whole taxi line, and it was just so long. This was kind of back before Uber was a thing, so it was just
Okay.
like the yellow cabs,
Yeah, yeah.
and so like it was so long. I was like, forget it. Like let's just try to walk. Started walking, I realized it was like a lot farther than we needed to go. We like out of nowhere, this guy with a fucking bicycle and like the little caddy thing in the back. It's like a two-seater.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's so cold. So we book it. It was the most expensive thing we've ever purchased. It was like $100 to go like not
What?
even that far.
Oh
Yeah.
my
And it was
god.
so cold. He had like the plastic wrap over it, and it did nothing. Like the wind
Yeah.
was just hitting you. You were just like an
Oh,
icicle. And I just remember we got out, and the guy's like 100 something dollars, and we're like, "What?" I'm like, luckily I carried more cash back then, but I'm like, that's like our whole fucking drink night. Never again.
yeah, no, do not be fooled by the horse-drawn
No,
carriages or
no.
these chuckleheads on the bikes with the plastic awning. It is insanely expensive. And of course, they're not going to tell you that up front. So you're like, how much could it possibly cost? And then they rob you blind when they get you to your destination. Crazy.
Yeah, they
The
didn't even like tell
worst
you. Yeah.
the worst is when you're sitting in a taxi in the city and you're stuck in traffic and you're just watching
Oh,
the
you're
meter
watching.
go up and
Yeah.
you're like, I'm not going anywhere. What am I paying for right now? It's so frustrating.
Yeah, those I would always get to like, all right, what's the point where I can walk? And
Yeah.
then I'd be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm
Just
stopping
let me out
here.
of here. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. um all right, so let me give you these are a couple flight scenarios because we spent a little time talking about planes.
Hmm.
Um What would you rather? Your luggage disappears for 3 days when you get to your destination, or your flight home is canceled and you're stuck where you are for 2 extra nights?
Luggage.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd rather your luggage go missing for 3 whole days?
Then your flight being canceled? depending on the situation, because you don't know when the next flight would be out of there. I guess is it canceled or missed?
It's canceled. You're stuck where you are for 2 extra nights.
Yeah, but that could be even more expensive because then if you have to get another hotel, now you're getting like no advance notice, so you're probably paying an arm and a leg for another night somewhere.
Where's your bon vivant? I'd rather I'll get stuck. I'll get a hotel. I'll wash my clothes and I would have a meltdown,
If you
nervous breakdown levels of outburst
Mhm,
if I got to my destination and I curated, what I need for the gym, what I need for the pool, what I need for evening wear, and they were like, "Oh, well, for the first 3 days you're here,
mhm.
tough noogies."
I'll buy some shit.
But
Uh,
what if the only thing you're subjected to is like gift shop clothing?
then I guess I'm looking like a gift shop
Where are you
promo.
buying your undergarments, Brian? They don't sell like Hanes underwear in the gift shop. Like, what are we doing about that crisis? I
I'll
would
have
be
to find
freaking out.
find a store. I don't know.
Oh my
Guess you're
god, no.
wearing a bathing
Nope.
suit. There's got to be a CVS. There's a CVS everywhere. If you're going out
I
of the
don't know,
country,
man. What if you're on a resort? What if you're on a resort?
there's got to be something.
I'm telling you.
It's not an uncommon problem. I'm sure somebody's got something. This gift shop's got everything, man.
I mean, you're not wrong. The gift shops have come a long way, but still.
Back in
Um,
the day, yeah, I guess you're just wrapping yourself up in fucking magnets with your name on it, but like we've upgraded since then.
we have. No, I don't know. I would go into I would ruin my vacation because I'd go into a tailspin about it. Like I wouldn't get over it
Mhm,
until it was found. So that first 3 days, I wouldn't even enjoy my trip.
mhm,
Um, Whereas I've literally had this happen to me, not for 2 days, but I
right.
have had when I was flying home from my honeymoon, my flight got canceled. I stayed in the airport, or maybe it was just delayed like 10 hours or something crazy.
Yeah.
But we sat in the airport for what would have equated to an extra night at the resort. Um, and then we had a connecting flight I want to say it was in Florida, maybe. I don't, whatever. But we had to wait a bunch of time in that airport because the connecting flight to where we were going wasn't until later in the morning. Um, but I would rather have all of my things for the entirety of the trip and have to figure something like that out.
Mhm.
Because I would be more inclined to make the best of a bad situation in that circumstance. I am too much of a planner to
Yeah.
have my plan derailed by my luggage being lost.
Yeah, but then you canceled and you don't know how long, then you could be sitting there for hours, almost
I
days.
am not but also, all right, let me put it into perspective this way. At that point, my vacation is over as far as I'm concerned. So like now I'm dealing with like post vacation blues anyway. If the kickoff to my vacation was, "Oh yeah, by the way, we have no idea where your stuff is." That would sour the whole experience for me.
Tough, man. But I don't know. I mean, I don't want to jinx myself here, but I think I could make do. I mean, again, it would be hard like if you went somewhere like you were going to a wedding and like you didn't have a suit, like that's something you really couldn't. Yeah. But
Mhm. I will tell you, I am so paranoid about this happening to me that I
mhm.
exclusively do carry-ons. I have not checked a bag. I don't even know how long it's been. It's been years since I checked a bag on a plane. I won't do it because I'm
Interesting.
convinced they're going to lose my luggage every
Yeah,
single time.
yeah, but if you go somewhere for like a week, you still
I
take
went
a
to
care.
Alaska. I went to Alaska for 2 weeks and
Wha-
got it all on a carry-on.
What the fuck?
Between my personal item and my carry-on, made it happen.
What do you wear one shirt the whole time?
No, no. I am a chronic overpacker, if anything, but I manage. There's a way to like roll your clothes super small, or like if you have those vacuum seal bags, like
Yeah.
you can do wonders.
Right.
But I literally would only check a bag nowadays if I absolutely had to,
Hmm.
because I've heard so many horror stories from like people I'm close with. It's not like some random freaking
Article.
yeah, about lost luggage.
Yeah.
Um and I just know myself, I don't have the mental capacity for that. I would go absolutely ballistic, and I just don't want to subject anybody to it. Um all right, so in the same vein, missing your flight or losing your luggage?
Yeah, this is where I'm losing my luggage. Because if you miss your flight, you're out that money. You're not getting that back.
Fair.
So,
You know how I feel. I'm not losing my luggage.
yeah, but again, if you miss the flight, you booked a flight to Japan, you miss that flight. You're not just easily dropping money to get another one. So your whole vacation's over. We're
Okay. Well, you've raised a fair point. That is true.
yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? Oh, you know what? That's not even for missed flight. I was thinking a lot of airlines, like, they won't refund you, but they'll give you credit if you that's not if you miss a flight. That's if you cancel a flight. If you cancel the flight and it's a non-refundable ticket, with
Yeah.
certain ticket
Yeah.
purchases, they'll let
That's
you No,
yeah.
that's a really good point. All right, fair. Maybe in this case I'm losing the luggage then, because
There we go.
whether you're going to Japan or you're going, like, on a very short flight, flights are expensive, and
Yeah.
to your point, now that whole trip isn't happening.
Unless
Um,
you buy it again, which is
yeah,
like, oh, here's like another $500 at the very least. So, yeah.
yeah. No, that's a fair point. You've won me over on that one. I'm on team lose my luggage.
I'm just putting out too much bad juju now. When I do it, I'm gonna get a priest and do a seance or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, the next time before either of us travel, we got to go see, I don't know, a vibe coach or something
Something.
like.
Yeah. Change the aura here.
Yeah, yeah. God.
Oh man. So we got April Fool's Day today. So hope you're having a good day fooling some people.
No,
I don't
don't
know.
fool anybody, and hopefully you've not been fooled. I hate April Fool's Day.
Dude. Yeah,
I
I
hate
could
it.
that
Because
checks.
for the entire day, yeah, you know me well enough by now. Anytime anybody says anything to me for the entirety of the day, I don't know if they're telling the truth or if they're just messing with me. And it makes me crazy.
Do you want to watch Avatar?
I was like, I must be missing something. Something isn't clicking in my brain. 12:10? 12:10.
12:10. So yeah, and then we got Easter coming up on Sunday. I'm gonna be honest. I think Easter is an underrated holiday.
We are not on the same page
We're
on
not on the
this
same
one.
page.
Nah.
Okay. I
Easter doesn't
was
make any sense to me. There's a giant rabbit. There's chicks in some scenarios. There's hunting for eggs. I don't really get
it's the
any of it.
celebration of new life.
Sure.
I don't know.
What does the giant rabbit have to do with it?
I listen.
Why is
I
he
don't.
bringing baskets of goodies? I've never understood.
I don't understand the full Peter Rabbit lore, but I think
Is
the
Is
idea.
Peter Rabbit the official Easter bunny?
I don't know actually. Peter Cottontail. I don't know.
He's hopping down the
His name
bunny
must
trail.
be Pete, so. But I just think it's underrated, and here's why.
Why? Yeah, tell me. I'm so curious to hear your thoughts.
Because breakfast, brunch, I love breakfast. I think breakfast is the best meal of the day.
Really?
Phenomenal. Yes, I love breakfast. I love the
Okay.
options. I love mimosas, a little
I love
coffee,
mimosas too. Yeah, okay.
whatever, little pancakes, little this, little that. So there's all the theme around that, because usually it's like that, bagels, whatever.
Easter is
Right.
synonymous with brunch. 100%,
Yeah.
I agree.
You got a little mystery game with the egg hunt, because, you hide the eggs, gotta find them, who's gonna find them all?
Mystery game.
I had 3 older sisters were all battling to get the most eggs. So there's that aspect. The
Okay.
dyeing part, you get to see who crafts the coolest colored egg. Did you leave it in too long? Is it too light of a purple? Is it too dark of a purple? What's going on? Then you got like the little basket. And Easter has arguably the best candy. The Reese's eggs, phenomenal.
Reese's eggs slap. Agree.
Starburst jelly beans are phenomenal. The
Yes, they are.
only acceptable jelly bean, by the way. Do not give me regular jelly
What
beans.
about Jelly Belly? Jelly Belly is excellent.
Jelly Belly? I don't know
Yeah.
Jelly Belly. Oh,
No,
Jelly
yes, you
Belly. Yeah,
do.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I was gonna say no. There's an absolute. I do not buy it. There is no way you don't know Jelly Belly.
We're not on a first name basis. I just call them jelly beans, but uh
So my psycho ass used to
mhm,
buy the 2.5 pound bag of Jelly Belly jelly beans from Target, and I would
uh,
leave them in my car. And when I was driving to college, that's what I ate. I would just pop jelly beans as I was. It was a very bad habit. I am happy to say,
you're
it's
done.
like it. Yeah, it's like 10 years off jelly beans for you, girl. Yeah, I had a come to Jesus moment one day as I was doing just that. It was actually with Starburst jelly beans. I was at my desk at work and somebody asked me if I wanted to go grab lunch. And I said,
Okay.
no, I've got some jelly beans. I'm just going to snack on those. And then I ate an entire bag of Starburst jelly beans in a sitting. And I
Right.
went to grab for more and the bag was empty. And that's when I realized I had a serious problem that needed to be addressed. And I have not, it is very rare now from that day that I eat any significant amount of candy in a sitting.
Okay.
It like scared me straight. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is a bad
It's too
path.
much.
We got to get off this. We got to get off this ride now."
Yeah, I mean, I can't do it now. I mean, will still eat the Starburst jelly beans, but I'm not like, I can't have that many. It's just
Yeah,
like
I was in
the
a bad
taste.
place.
Yeah. So that's good. I mean,
Yeah.
but
Okay, but you said Reese's eggs,
Reese's
Starburst
eggs,
jelly beans.
Starburst jelly beans. I throw Almond Joy in there. I don't know. I They do make the little shapes.
I'm not hating on Almond Joy, but when did that become an Easter candy?
Listen,
I
it was
only
essential in
associate
our
that with.
basket in the Troy household, okay?
So, a couple of notes. I only associate that exclusively with Halloween. And I'm very happy to
Well,
report, Brian,
well,
that
we know.
Easterween
Oh,
is
okay,
going to
great.
be in full effect as well.
Of course. Of course it is. Because why not?
Because Halloween is everything, baby.
Fucking cranberry juice.
Nothing tickled me more than when I found the Easterween post and I was able to share
Listen,
it with.
like you said, let your freak flag fly, but Jesus Christ, no pun intended, because he's risen, and this is where Easter happens. What?
Oh,
Okay, I
jeez.
will say, I it is a popular item, but I'm not a big Cadbury egg guy. Never really was.
Oh, interesting.
Me and my sister would trade. I would get the Reese's, she would get those.
I really thought
I,
you were going to say the Almond Joy.
no, my oldest sister, Erin, was big in the Almond Joy.
Okay, okay,
So that's
okay.
like where it kind of came in. So my mom used to do like a basket, and you would get like Cadbury eggs, M&Ms, obviously the pastel color. Another phenomenal thing about Easter, the pastels. I'm a fan. I like the light blue. I like
The
the
color
baby
palette is
green, the
phenomenal.
pink.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah. Um, so it would be a little candy selection. You get the chocolate bunnies, which are always hit and miss. I will
Always.
say,
Always hit and miss.
when you take that first bite and it's hard as a rock, you're like, damn it. Like, I waited too long. Now it sucks.
Or when it looks like it's covered in dust from 100
Yeah,
years ago, and you're like, how old is this chocolate
because,
exactly?
because this goes back to what we were saying a couple weeks ago with like the candy.
What's I
They leave it in the back because it's like, oh, it doesn't expire for 3 years. Let's just leave it back there. And now you gotta like examine the candy every year.
and make sure it's not old. Yeah.
Right, right.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
the Peeps, I don't. I try. I try every year, and I
Every
just
year I tell myself, like, oh, but they're so cute.
the
But
design's on point, but
they're adorable.
but no, I
Yeah.
just can't. Yeah, and then you would get a little gift. That was like the roundabout out of it. So
Yeah.
you
Classic
know,
Easter basket.
yeah.
Have you ever have you ever put a peep in the microwave?
No, I have not. never crossed my mind. Wouldn't the crystals of the
No,
peep blow it up?
they get so big. It's so funny to watch happen.
What kind of sick science experiments are you working here? Do you need me to call somebody? What is going on here?
I
What
like
kind of
it.
experiments on peeps are we doing here? Leave the peeps alone. Let them die in peace as you eat them.
That's the problem is nobody wants to. So you always end up with all these beeps and nobody wants anything to do with it. So if you put them in the microwave, they get all big and it's really
I'd rather put Mentos in my Coca-Cola than
that's foolish. That makes a mess and that is not fun for anybody. You lie. You lie. You're not putting Mentos in your cola. I don't accept this.
I did do it when I worked at Key Food because it wasn't mine and I didn't give a shit. We would go in the basement and we would just open up because it would have all the cases and we would break a case and just experiment to see how far it would shoot up. In Minecraft,
Right, so
of course.
you in Minecraft, obviously. So you love the color palette, you love the candy, you love brunch.
Because it's centered around brunch. I do, if you go for like a dinner scenario, I do like baked ham. I am a ham guy. I prefer the brunch, but I will
There's
accept
so
the ham.
much happening right now.
Little pastels. So Reese's eggs, Starburst jelly beans. I'm throwing Almond Joy. I'll give you half a peep. I don't like the Whooper. Whoopers is the worst candy.
What's
Whoopers
a
shouldn't-
Whooper?
Whopper?
Whopper.
I'm sorry. Whoppers. Whoppers, robin eggs. I do not like. I don't like Whoppers to begin with.
I love Whoppers. Something's wrong with me.
What?
I love the chalky
Ugh.
texture.
Whoppers, crackle, crunch, like the
Really?
crisp rice.
Oh, I
don't
love
like crisp
that.
rice.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Well, then that
to me.
adds up. That checks. I mean, if you like the Whoopers. I do like the chocolate bunny. I will say that. Just it's hit or miss if you
The
get
novelty of it all.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just like the brunch aspect of it. So it's in April, springtime, little flowers. You were big on flowers in Valentine's Day.
I love flowers. I
So-
love flowers. And I love the spring. And listen, I'm not saying Easter doesn't have its place, but I think it's an appropriately rated holiday. I certainly would not call it underrated.
I think it's underrated. I
Okay.
think
You do realize, my dearest friend, that you can get
that
brunch
Jesus
whenever
rises. Yes.
No, that
Yes.
you could get brunch whenever you want. Like any Sunday, you can go get brunch if you'd like. You don't
You
need to wait
could.
for Easter.
Yeah, and you could get turkey anytime you want too, but you have it on Thanksgiving. So
That's not untrue, but I feel similarly about Thanksgiving, and we've discussed this.
well, why do you think it's appropriately rated? What's the flip side?
Halloween.
Are you anti? No. Halloween has enough. It has enough. It's already has two, and now you're trying to like every damn holiday. It's got to be a part of. Even Christmas, it's like, oh, the nightmare before Christmas. We get it. We get it.
Whoa. So much Halloween hatred from you. It's really upsetting to me.
Listen,
We'll get
I
you on
love
board.
Halloween. I like things that have their time and their place. Okay? That's
Okay.
where I'm at with it.
That's fine. That's fine. We can agree to disagree on this one.
Unbelievable. Easter doesn't get the respect it deserves, but we're heading out here on this note. So
Yeah. A little unhinged energy there for you at the end.
yes. But another solid episode. We have our season finale, like I said, coming up. So stay tuned for that. We got a lot of the classic heavy hitters coming. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Join in on the conversation. We are at Pop and Pos Pod. But for now, keep your popcorn popping.
And your possibilities endless.
We'll see you next time.